Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ready to Roll, Embers Beneath the Mountains, our 9th session. We're happy to be here and excited to pick up where we left off last time. Just the first few things that I wanted to bring up before we started. One thing I wanted to bring up is I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone who's helped make this possible. I got my first Twitch affiliate payout the other day, and it would not have been possible without this stream, everyone who's helped do this stream, my players, and everyone who's watching on a regular basis. So I just wanted to give my appreciation to you guys who all who support us and come and watch us every other week. It helps a lot. But then so I just wanted to say thank you for that, and then have you all then get started. Luke, as Drith, is going to give us our recap for the last session.
All right. So, last week, the group left Kadiock at Maeve's place and made their way out of the fog. Decided to make their way toward Berelgrad. Along the way, they discovered more about Pyotyr and his murderous past. Later, the party ran into Corvitt's old pals, including his jealous not-so-girlfriend, and learned of his noble past. They made their way into Berelgrad under the guise of being Pyotyr's servants, because it was really important that Corvitt's identity not be revealed in the Magic City. After settling down, the party split. Anya, Artyom, and Drith headed towards the church, and Pyotyr and Corvitt headed towards the School of Sorcery. Both groups were set out to learn more about a certain dark sorceress, and that is where we are.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna pick up to start with the group. We're gonna start with the group going to the chapel first. So we have Artyom. That was Artyom, Jelania, and Drith, right? Just double check. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sorry, I just need to take water so I don't cough everywhere. Okay, so get my brain together real quick. All right, so you guys are, get some directions from, the, from some locals, and, head up towards the giant cathedral. The two big buildings in the city are the School of Sorcery and the cathedral, so it's not terribly hard to find. You make your way up, and you enter in. This particular cathedral is, of course, dedicated to the dragon goddess, is also dedicated to Saint Bronislav, the god of magic, the saint, patron saint of magic and the arcane and spellcasters. So you enter in the cathedral, it's fancy, the thing about, it's fancy, you see statues of Bronislav all over the place. So as you enter in, a lay priest approaches you and says, "Greetings, fellow brother of the cloth," addressing Artyom. How may we help you this day?
Remind me what, because it's not Archbishop, but that's how I've gotten it in my head, is remembering his rank. Remind me what he's called.
Patriarch is his rank.
Hail and well met. We would like to meet with the Patriarch, if possible. We have a mighty need.
Well, the Patriarch is quite busy. Doesn't have too much time on his hands. We can see can be done. Perhaps you'd like to meet. You can meet with Bishop Ivor, and perhaps he can either arrange a meeting with the Patriarch for you, or he can help you with your issue. Would that be acceptable?
If he can get us to the Patriarch, then this is a matter for him. I'm sure you understand. Where is this guy in ranking compared to me?
He's probably the same rank as you. You're both lay priests, so.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna look over at Anya and Drith and be like, kind of like, you got anything to
Not to this guy.
add?
He's not the kind of guy I hang around with.
He's just kind of looking around everywhere and making drawings, and he like kind of looks at the images of the saints, and he's like he says he like writes down God ? Next to a little drawing of a saint.
God, it's me.
Very well,
Drith.
brother. Lead the way.
All right. So you go and make your way. So he goes
As
in.
he starts to walk away, I'm just gonna kind of stand there and like look around. Brother, where'd you go, brother? Hello?
Kind of stops. And
I'll
looks
take
back.
him by like the back of his arm and just like, all right, let's go.
Oh, yes.
I'll help you.
Oh, thank
You're here to help us. I'll help you. And then I kind of like try and like quietly whisper to the two of them, like, okay, what are we trying to be like really obvious what we're doing, or do we? Because you know the cult, they're kind of all over. They might be around. They might be.
We gotta.
What?
I don't know how deep this goes, but we need to figure out what they know. That way we can figure out how much they can tell us, and then
And
that way
they
we
shouldn't know
they
that we know anything, right?
Okay, so am I supposed to lie right now?
Maybe you just shouldn't. You should just smile and nod, Drith. Smile and nod.
Smile and nod, and then if things get mad or bad, I'll turn into a deer.
No transforming.
No,
Transforming would be bad.
Oh,
No,
no
in
transforming.
the city of magic. Bad.
Okay.
But yes, lie. But mostly just smile and nod.
Okay. Drith starts smiling and nodding a little too vigorously.
I have an idea. But it might be a lot.
Well, it can't be any worse than just blindly walking into a potentially corrupted church and being like, hello, we need to know how corrupt you are. That way we can fix it.
Yeah.
What's your idea?
So we want to know what they know about the Dark Priestess, but we don't want them to know that we're like going after her. So my thought is I can pretend that I'm like having nightmares and like being visited by some terrible thing that's like, oh, the Dark Priestess, oh my goodness, she's going to like kill everybody. And I can be like, happening, but I can't sleep. Oh no. And then we went over to Artyom and he's like, oh, I can't fix it. I can't fix your bad dreams. So I will take you to a more holy man who could maybe fix it. Maybe?
So at this point, the priest, 'cause you guys have been talking for a while, the priest is like, are you coming, or do you want to come back later?
Oh, they were just giving me the lay of the area. As you can see, I can't.
Yeah, you got up on the walls there's some gods, it looks like, and then maybe a dragon. Kind of reminds me of
Smile and nod.
Esrom, my god.
You're speaking.
The priest is okay.
He is my ward from the other continent. It's part of a exchange program.
Give me a
Yes, I
deception
won an
check.
award, and I'm here helping him out.
Give me a deception check.
All right.
That's a lot more convincing than what I was going to suggest. I was going to be like, pretend to be like my husband or something. And it's like, oh, I'm so concerned.
14.
And I got a 17.
The priest nods. All right, well, this way. Bishop Ivor, be over here. So he takes you up towards the front of the cathedral where the altar is, and then opens a door that leads to the back. You come through this hallway of what you assume to be, offices, and he knocks on the door of one eventually, and you hear from inside, "Come in." And he opens the door, and you walk in, and you see wearing a robe very similar to Artyom, sitting at a desk. He has a plate on one side, and he's clearly in the middle of a meal. And he looks up. So you see this guy, pale skin, kind of black hair, kind of like picture like Severus Snape, basically, is who you're picturing in priestly form. And he's sitting there and goes, "What is this interruption?" And the lay priest says, Bishop Ivor, apologize for interrupting your meal. We have the time for, I have some visitors from outside the city. A priest who wishes to meet with the Patriarch. Well, as you know, the Patriarch is a very busy man. Not just anyone can meet with him. Of course, I understand that, sir. Well, perhaps I can help them. Be on your way. So the priest bows, walks off, and he motions to the chair in front of him. Take a seat. And, perhaps
I'm just gonna kind of stand there and... Where?
Drith is gonna kind of grab him by the shoulder and then Artyom by the shoulder and then lead him gently, like, "Over here, master. It's over here."
Thank you, my son.
Sits him down in the chair.
I'm gonna do my best to look really tired and really stressed, which is not all that much different than how I usually look.
But yeah, Anya, are you like in robes right now, covering your horns and everything, or are you like?
No, I don't
on
have
full
that
display as a
anymore.
keep-
Corvid's got my cloak, so I'm just me.
Okay.
I am Bishop Ivor. Now I'm the subordinate of, excuse me, Patriarch, the Patriarch.
Hail and well met. I am Moitra, and this is my ward from the other continent, of which Adam can't remember the name right now. He can't, Dungeon Master.
He doesn't
Better.
want to tell you.
The other. Just give me a second. The other continent is called. You have to let me look it up because I have to remind myself. Here just gets Enthar.
This is from Enthar. This is Trid, and here is what is the reason that we have come to you. This is Aina.
Drith is gonna grab Anya by the arm and pull her forward.
I need you to give me
Okay.
a deception check again.
16.
I don't appreciate being lied to, particularly by someone who claims to be of the cloth. Speak your reason for being here or move on. Or I will actually, don't move on. I will have the guards take you to the prison and we'll find out why you're really here. Or at least tell me your real names, Moitra.
I am Artyom, and I am from the capital. However, I am not from the capital recently.
I
We
see.
have a matter of grave evil that we know not how far it spreads, and we don't know if we can trust you. And that is that. You have to prove to us, just as we have to prove to you, that we can trust you.
Well,
Please forgive me, Bishop, for stepping out of my station, but it's a matter of grave importance.
I assure you that I can handle it just as well as the Patriarch. And the Patriarch is very busy. A great evil?
A great evil.
What are you speaking of?
Great evil.
Yes, great evil.
Morpheus level evil. As you know, it is our duty as brethren of the cloth to
Oh,
not only...
stop. Just stop. Morpheus, the dead
Morpheus.
dragon god that Solana herself vanquished?
Now, hold on just a second. You said a very important word in that last sentence. Starts with a G, ends with an odd.
Morpheus is dead, vanquished long ago.
Very well. I invite you, Bishop, please forgive me, to create a zone of truth and see if I lie to you. And that way I may see if you lie to me.
Zones of truth can be circumvented by willpower. I don't need one. I already discerned your lies before. I can tell that you certainly believe that this is the threat of Morpheus, but do not waste the Patriarch's time with such shenanigans. Be on your way. Get out of here before I call the guards.
Permit me.
Excuse me, Bishop. Bishop, hello.
Why does this heathen speak?
And
Silence!
He is not from... He is not from, Sorry. He is not from here. Why does he speak? He's the heathen, worships other gods. I can tell by the way he's dressed.
Bishop, have you forgotten the oath that we have taken to spread the light of Silvana to all? Do you think that she would approve of the way you are speaking to one seeking her light? Why do you think he is here?
I trust that...
And not worshipping his other heathen gods.
This
forgive me for stepping out of my station, but you are disgracing your title as bishop by shunning one who is seeking the truth. You should be ashamed. What if the Patriarch hears of this? How do you think he will react to you failing in your oath?
Patriarch will most assuredly hear that a group of 3 crazies came. Your friend should be more like the Devilkin. She knows her place.
The Devilkin?
Yeah, the child of the fallen saint. Look.
Because of what? I'm at a loss for words here, brother.
My job is to view these matters and decide whether they are truly worthy of the Patriarch's attention, and so far, you've only spoken profanities of the professing that Morpheus might live again. No.
Well, Morpheus may not be alive, but his followers are still performing acts of blasphemy in his name. I never said that Morpheus was alive.
We have a handle on the cult of Morpheus.
Do you?
Yes.
What was the name of that town again that I cannot remember?
Polegerod?
When was the last time you heard from Polegerod?
We get a letter from the bishop there every week.
Did you get the letter from the bishop?
Yes. He reaches into a desk, pulls it out, and he throws a letter on the desk. And looking at it, it says, from the bishop of Polegerod.
I'm gonna look over to Anya and I'm gonna, if you will please indulge me, as
I've been indulging you so far.
Give me the honor befitting one of my calling, since I clearly cannot read myself. But I'm guessing from the sounds that I heard that there is now a paper on your desk.
That would be correct.
If you would permit my devilkin associate and friend here to read this to me.
Certainly. Go ahead. Read.
What does it say?
He pulls up the letter and hands it to Anya. It basically says, it's just a report. Basically talks about how Polegerod's doing well. They're having a good, they're having an average harvest season. Just pretty much, just kind of like a daily, just a basic weekly report, what you would expect. Anya is welcome to give me an insight check as she's looking at the letter, though.
Sure. I'd also like to see if, because I read the other letters as well. Is it the same handwriting at all,
That's
or is it?
That's what you're insighting checking.
Okay. Oh boy. I am proficient in calligraphy tools, which can help me to figure that out. Do I get to add my proficiency to this if I don't already have?
Yeah, you can do that.
For insight. Okay.
I will
Great.
allow that.
7.
oh,
It's not very hard.
0 to insight, so.
It's not very hard, but it's.
Hang on, wait.
I'm
You have
waiting.
inspiration.
Artyom is spending his inspiration for Anya.
Oh, I was saying
Oh,
she
okay.
has inspiration, but I can.
Oh, she
spend
does
mine,
have
I guess.
inspiration.
I
mean,
do. I could. I'll do it again. Oh, that's a 12.
It's better. So, it's a decent forgery. But you can tell just by looking at it that it's not the bishop's handwriting. But
If you'll forgive this devil to speak, how long have you been receiving these letters from Polegerod, and do you keep them?
certainly, I mean, not. I mean, we get rid of them eventually, but we have, we have all the bishops under me send in a weekly report.
We need one from 3 years ago.
We don't keep them that long. We get rid of them after 2 years. But, only so many records that we can keep. Such limited space.
Because we do have another with us. Another letter from this same man. That is worded a little different. It's not describing Polegerod as so rosy and beautiful and wonderful.
I'm going to.
Perhaps then I can take a look at this letter.
I'm going to reach
And
into
I'm
my
like
bag.
watching his face, make sure that just to watch for his reaction to stuff. If I'm getting vibes that he's gonna, I don't know, stab us or something. If he knows what's up.
You're reaching into
Okay.
what, Artyom?
I'm going to reach into my bag, and I'm going to pull out the holy symbol from the bishop and the letter, and I'm going to drop it on his desk. Does this look familiar to you?
He grabs the holy symbol. This was a gift from the Patriarch himself to the Bishop of Polegerod. How
And
did you get it?
I'm going to pull out the letter that the bishop wrote to his son and drop it on his desk as well. Read that. What was his name again? Ivor? Read that, Ivor.
He nods and reaches and grabs the letter. This is disturbing if what this letter says is true.
If what it says is true, a bishop of your station should be able to tell the difference.
It is concerning, I will admit. However, I don't believe that we need to get the Patriarch involved at this time.
Why?
Patriarch is quite busy.
With what?
Well, ensuring that rampant usage of magic isn't happening all over the Empire. Ensuring that the rituals and the trials are carried out properly.
That's the job of priests such as I. If the Patriarch, the cameras have gone wonky, by the way.
The cameras have gone wonky. It's because we lost Mike. Give me a second.
Man down.
Anyway, keep talking while I fix him.
It is the job of the lay priests and of the choir boys and all of the fathers of the churches. It's not the job of the patriarch. The job of the patriarch is to lead and to take these issues seriously. Something that you don't seem to be taking, Bishop. When was the last time you heard something real from Polegerod? When was the last time you received a caravan? Some individual in a bar? I'm certain that you have ears around the city.
Polegerod doesn't provide us with the church, with useful things.
No, but they come for useful things.
I mean, I'm not a merchant. It is not my job to monitor what goes in and out of the city.
And you have no eyes and ears in your own city. You don't listen to your parishioners. You don't listen to the priests underneath you.
I do, and I am listening to you, and I would ask that you need to start showing me a little bit more respect. I'm listening to you now. I'm just telling you, my job that the Patriarch has assigned me is to take care of these matters for him. And at that moment, there's a knock on the door. The bishop rolls his eyes. Who is it? And the door opens, and you turn around, and you see a very finely, he's robed, but much more finely and, extravagantly than the bishop. And he... he walks in, he has this tall, cardinal-like hat, and he walks in. I was just, Bishop Ivor, I was wondering... Oh, I'm sorry, I did not realize I was interrupting something. It's alright, Patriarch. Yes, our game of chess, our usual game of chess, I'll be there in a minute. The Patriarch stops. Huh! Points at Drith. It's been a long time since I've seen a druid. Welcome. What brings a druid to Berelgrad?
The main thing is that I needed a really good bath.
Well, I assure you, Berelgrad has many of those. No. So, Ivor, what business brings them here? It's nothing, Patriarch. Nothing you need to worry about. Just, please, be on your way. No, I can't. There are petitioners here in my city. Particularly one, of rare, from a rare part of the world. I'd be very interested to sit down and talk and get to know him better.
Yes, Drith, he'd love to sit down and talk and get to know you better. Part of the things that you have seen in the land, the issues you have faced, the discrimination that you have experienced, the harsh words that have been thrown your way. That way, through the light of Silhana, he can heal those wounds within your heart.
I give Artyom a little bit of an elbow in the side, just just here. Shut up now.
Sir, you look like you're very wise and like you're very good at chess, and nothing would make me happier than to sit down with you and talk about my experiences in your wonderful city.
Well, I am, excuse me. Well, I would be more than, happy to sit down and talk about these issues you've been facing. He kind of walks in. He's an older man, and he kind of waddles in and sits down at one of the other chairs in the room. So, child, tell me, this land, since you've arrived, has it been treating you harshly?
Oh, it's been okay. Honestly, there are some things that could have been better. For example, about a week ago, I was in bed with my lovely goose down pillow. Then I woke up in an unfamiliar town, transported against my will. A town called... Patrick, what's the name of the town again?
Take notes. Polegerod.
Polegerod. Yes, in Polegerod. It was surrounded by a really terrible mist that made it so a bunch of undead appeared, and there was some cultist from the tribe of Morpheus or whatever. I'm not sure too much about these religious matters.
Morpheus.
Anyway, point is, yeah, it's not too great over there. There's a lot of issues, and apparently your bishop here has been getting a lot of fake letters for the last 3 years.
Fake letters?
And yeah, it's pretty bad, I know. But I think that if anyone can solve it, you seem like the perfect person to help us. And my trusted friend of your faith right here, I'm sure can give you more details. The best I can do is really turn into a dog or a deer or a goat.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's basically some evil witch or something, some evil sorceress.
Ivor, do you have one of the letters, most recent letters from the bishop?
It's on the desk.
Yes, your
Yeah, it's on the
Eminence.
desk here.
He says. He pulls out the letter and begrudgingly hands it. He holds it, tries to read it, and he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a monocle. This isn't Bishop Montmenov. Clearly, it's not. Bishop Menov, when he writes his A's, he always puts a second loop after his A's, and there's not a second loop on this letter. I would know. I've been writing Bishop Menov for... I had been really... When I had your position, me and Bishop Menov had been talking for, years. Wow. Can't believe that you would miss something like that, Ivor.
He does not seem to be the greatest of bishops, sir.
He was really mean to me.
And Nanya.
He told me to stop talking, and that was a heathen.
It's unfortunate. Please, come with me. I will take you to my office, since Bishop Ivor apparently hasn't finished his meal, so we won't be playing chess anytime soon. Come with me. Follow me, children.
Drith is going to look at Bishop Igor on the way out and say, checkmate.
Get him!
You're gonna kill your DM. Anyway, so you follow him out. As you're following out, Patriarch begins to speak to you. I must apologize for Bishop Ivor. He takes his job very seriously, but he really is a good man, and a man of the faith. He does get a little overzealous at times. I assure you that he has the best interests of the church at heart, and we do to a degree need men like him who are willing to protect the church no matter what. But please come. He leads you down towards his office. It's pretty similar to Ivor's office. He comes and he actually helps Artyom into a chair before he goes down and sits in his own. So tell me, if a little bit I heard before, we left. I heard that the tiefling friend was having nightmares of the sort. I was sitting there a lot longer than you thought I was.
You tell him, Anya.
Well, I think that maybe you heard some things that we were thinking before we had a chance to learn anything. We have a lot of concerns that people are not what they seem, or as pure as they might say. And we have become targets of some person or something that we do not understand. And so with enemies around us, we don't often wish to speak plainly, and I think this is what you may have heard us talking about before.
Understandable. But I assure you, the entire Empire, the only place that is more secure is the Grey Palace itself. And I tell you that we, due to the dangers and threats of magic that we face every day, that this is quite secure. You can tell me what you wish to. You can say what you wish to say.
Kind of look over at Drith. What do you think?
He was nice to me, but I've learned that doesn't always mean that we can trust them. Why don't you say just some key things, like that we got transported to the town and tell him, about town is under attack and kind of see, or has that fog around it and see what he says after that. Maybe we can go from there. I don't want to reveal too much about our intentions yet.
I look back over to the patriarch. I'm like, well, you heard what he said, yes?
Yes, very much.
There is-
I might be old,
So
but
we
my
don't-
hearing's not gone yet.
Sorry, I'm still trying to work on this whole being sneaky bit. I'm sorry. I'll try harder next
Whispering
time.
is good. Whispering is helpful.
Okay.
But so to be perfectly honest, we don't know a lot ourselves, and that is why we are here. We have become the target of some person that we have heard her described as the Dark Priestess, and that is all we know.
The Dark
And if
Priestess.
we are targeted by this person, we would like to know who they are so we can best know how to avoid her attentions.
The Dark Priestess. I
I'm
cannot
just
say.
trying to read as much off his face as I possibly can.
Give me another insight check.
Oh. That's a 15.
So as he says this next thing he says, you can tell that he's he believes what he's saying next. I have never heard tale of a Dark Priestess, nor have I ever heard tale of anything. I mean, obviously there's something bad happening in Polegerod based off that letter I read, and I will deploy a contingent of knights immediately to get that handled. But I cannot say that I've heard of this Dark Priestess. But I can only imagine that perhaps it has to do with the cult of Morpheus attempting to rise again. But I assure you, as they have in the past, the church will handle it. The cult of Morpheus has tried many, many times to have a resurgence, and we always manage to keep it under control.
Sir, if I may, I'm here in this land, my home, trying in part to learn about other faiths and about your culture and your religion. Is there anything that I could do to help at all?
No,
Help out your followers or anything?
just keep, help my followers be a little bit more open-minded. I admire Bishop Ivor, and he's really good at the job that he has. He could stand to be a bit more open-minded and a little friendlier. Perhaps your journey through this land will help our people learn to be more open-minded.
Does open-minded mean crushing skulls? Because I've learned that that's really important too.
Who has this boy been talking to?
The skulls of people who are already dead. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Would defile their bodies?
The dwarf believes that being alive, that's a good way to do it too.
I am concerned about who you people have been hanging out with.
It's some
we are
horrifying
too.
path
That's
thing.
Well, I assure you that we will handle it, whatever this may be. It will be a small resurgence, nothing more. We'll get it taken care of. This Dark Priestess, she's probably just putting on airs to make herself seem more important than she really is.
I mean, if she has the ability to grab a handful of people from different parts of the world and bring them to a different place.
Well, there's lots of ancient magic and, that could do such a thing, but I assure you that we will have it handled in a matter of weeks. I will send some knights down there, and they'll be all good.
I'm trying to remember this specifically. When the people would talk about the valley, people have not come in, right?
That is correct.
It's not like they can come in and then they can't get out. It's both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think the knights will be able to reach the city, reach the valley. Just want to give you a heads up on that.
Well, why not?
Well, have you had anyone get there in the last few years?
We'd been assuming that yes. I mean, we'd been getting messages from and messages, we of course sent a few messages to the bishop, and we'd always gotten responses. Assumed that yes, that people had been getting in and out. We'd had no reason to believe otherwise until now.
Taking your letters.
Possibly, I would assume that I would assume that someone has been taking my letters, but was that
Who do you give them
who
to?
do we give them to? Messengers, paid messengers. We just have there's a messenger service here in town. I don't know whether or not they are still present. We just ask them to deliver the letters for us.
Huh.
And it's Bishop Ivor that sends these letters, who's in charge of sending these letters.
Bishop Ivor, yes, recently. Before, the others before him, but yes.
You might want to take a closer look at him. While we were in the Valley of Polegerod, we learned that no one can enter and no one can leave because of a sort of isolative magic that surrounds the entire valley.
This is
A deep mist.
This is the problem when magic runs rampant. It's what we strive to stop. We'll have to send my knights. When we send them, we'll be able to take care of it and hopefully open a path.
Has been contacting the bishop in Polegerod. You should detain them until you figure this out, because probably, and I would give a wink, they know more than we've been saying.
Of course, certainly. I would, however, ask that you do not tell me how to go forth and do this. I am the Patriarch. I've been leading the Knights of Bronislav for a long time. But I appreciate the advice. Now, is there anything else?
Sir, you've been so helpful. Is there any druid magic I can perform for you, or any way I can...
No.
Anything I can do for you?
Well, I've actually heard that druids can do something, and he turns and he pulls out this plant. It's a very poor-looking plant in a pot. And he's like, I've heard that druids possess the ability to return life to a plant that might be dying. Perhaps you could do that and then give me some advice on how to better take care of it.
Oh yeah, well first you should start with a plant that's alive, silly.
Oh.
I don't think Drith has any, he doesn't have druidcraft. I don't know if he can revive a dead plant.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Can you cast cure wounds on the plant?
It wouldn't exactly work. Well.
You just do a raw nature check or anything?
I mean, could do a raw nature check to tell him how to better take care of the next plant.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna do a raw nature check. Alright, that's sick. That's a 19. What a way to use a 19.
Alright, good. So you give him his advice on how to better take care of the plant next time, preferably, making sure it gets more water, things like that. And then he, motioned, then, he says, now I do have other business I do need to attend to. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Dad.
All right.
Okay, I kind of grab Drith by the arm and all right, let's go.
I just, out of character, want to make sure I heard that right. He said, thanks, Dad, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Drith is getting a little too attached to this guy.
Patriarch did not seem to notice. He's used to people just calling him father and stuff like that. But
Father, Dad.
Drith sees a fatherly figure in almost everyone he meets who's nice to him.
all right.
I want to once we get out this door, immediately walk over to, if possible, if someone's gonna stop me, then no. But go over to Ivor's door and just kind of listen at the door for a second.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh, I need to roll my die. That doesn't suck. I think that's a 16. Yeah. No, 15.
You don't hear anything coming from the other side of the door. Your guess is that he's probably not in his office anymore.
Okay.
Patrick, real quick, what's the Patriarch's name?
Patriarch Zakharov Mative.
Yeah. Thank you.
I turn to the others. We probably need to get out of here as soon as we possibly can, because there's no way that Ivor is not involved in this. If he has been communicating, then either he or someone in that messenger service is connected. And now that we've played our hand, and especially now that you, Artyom, have made him so upset, he's going to come for us. So we need to make ourselves scarce and not be so obvious.
Yeah, let's make sure we be really safe. How safe are you talking? Do you think I need to cast some House Without Trace on
cast any
us?
magic
No
in here.
casting. You heard the
Oh, that's
patriarch. He
right.
wants
I was
to.
about
He
to
wants to
expose-
like no magic ever, not ever.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smile and nod.
A bunch of fools and liars in this church. Let's go.
All right. So we will now pick up with Pyotyr and Korvit. So you guys are headed the opposite end of the city to the Library of Bronislav, which is the library for the School of Sorcery. While you are walking, you see a familiar short shape walking in the crowd in front of you. He looks a little bit different though, because he now has an eye patch on one eye. But you see the short figure walking through the crowds.
Kadiock, is that you? I've got a big
around.
I've got a Corvette. I have a tattered cloak with the hood pulled up and kind of slightly hunched over. My eyes downcast, but kind of looking like Kadiock.
Kadiock.
Kadiock. Hey.
But if you see under the hood, he looks gorgeous, like super contoured, like real made up, great looking.
Someone did not do well on their
Because
disguise check.
apparently can't do anything correctly.
About that.
In his name, Kadiock will look around and see him. There you are.
How'd you get
About
here?
time. How hard is it to find someone in this place?
To find
Just
what?
got
Someone.
Someone. How'd you get out? How'd you get here? Last time you were the mist one, shoop, and you were still behind in the. Yeah. How'd you get here?
Magic. How did you get here?
Similarly, kind of a little bit of magic. We were hoping. Anyway, we're gonna go to a library if you want to come along.
We're looking.
All
for
right. And
information.
But first, I wonder if there are any innkeepers whose horses need shoeing. Nobody. That was a joke.
What?
I got the joke, and I understood. It was a meme that he sent us earlier today.
Kadiock and I are just like.
Just kidding. It's,
we don't need an inn anyway. I found us a place to stay here. So
Oh, so you've been making friends.
but I found a place to stay.
Wait,
Well-
I think you cut out. I missed something before that.
He said he found a place to stay.
Said no, I haven't been making friends, but I have found a place to stay.
Okay,
At least. Okay. Cool. That's good.
then come along, friend.
Well, that's-
We'll catch up along the way. On the way, however that phrase is supposed to be worded.
Also, isn't Rayla with us too?
Yeah, Rayla is also with you.
Oh, and so I'm like, okay, Kadiock, Rayla, Kadiock. Both.
Corbin's friend?
Yes.
'Kay.
Oh, he doesn't even know. Oh, man, this is a long story.
Rayla is his not girlfriend.
I don't know if you were awake for that. Okay,
I
I'm
don't think any
like,
of us know that
I
in
was
character.
Yeah, that was not in character.
yeah.
oh,
No. So I heard the story out of character. So in character, Kadiock's like, all right, another one. Another Mordeviran that I have to watch over. Okay, great.
all right, well,
Library.
library. We need these two
All
to
right.
get in. And I am.
Is
reason
it
I was like
not
this-
like normal libraries from Norse where you can just walk in? Do you have to pass a test to get in?
No, it's exclusive-ish, but we should be fine. I studied there at the university once, at the Bard College once. No, crap.
School of Sorcery.
There we go. School of Sorcery.
I will just spoon feed you all the information. Little child.
Yes, we will be fine, friends. Follow my lead, and we will get where we need to go.
I whispered to Kadiock, like, we're pretending to be his entourage servants because can got us into the city and stuff. It's the city of magic, essentially.
Speaking of which, out of character, this may have already been explained, but I'm blanking on it. What is Kadiock's current appearance like?
So he looks like he did when you left, except there's a eye patch covering his purple glowing eye, so that people aren't like, "Hey, look, magic!"
Hey, look, he's an ocular lantern.
Important question. How did he get through the gate?
Magic. That's what he's.
Yeah,
No,
he's not
right.
I was
telling
about
us.
to ask that.
How did he get through the little laser beamy?
When Artyom is with Kadiock,
assume-
Artyom can ask that question.
I'm assuming he just got magicked into the city itself. So.
We did try to
correct.
ask, but we have more important things than to interrogate him currently. Anyway. I think we should do a little bit of a touch-up here just to make sure we're all in the same theme, if you
Okay.
catch my reel, so to speak.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh, crap. I am not proficient in disguise making. However, sometimes I roll okay.
Why are you doing a touch-up?
Um,
And where are
mean,
you doing a
would-
touch-up? Because you're currently in the middle
Is-
of a crowded street.
That's true.
Your
Is
best
there-
bet might be to just keep moving.
Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, fine. Never mind. There are not enough hidden alleyways here. We shall continue to the library. Follow my lead, gents. And Rayla, sorry.
All right. So you make your way through the streets and arrive at the library. You enter, imagine very like Parthenon-esque, giant columns, triangular roof, very different architecture than what you would see from normally around Mordever, which is very strange that it's not normal Mordeviran architecture. But you enter inside and you see, a desk, and of course, at the desk is this plump little old lady, gray hair. She's sitting there, writing in a book. But of course, next to her are two giant stone golems standing on either side of her. She looks up as you approach. Hello, dears. How may I help you?
Hi. Myself and my friends here are here to peruse the books. We've got a bit of a research project that we've embarked upon.
Is one of you a current student of the School of Sorcery or an alumni? I just need to see your identification card.
Yes, I am. I'm assuming that's something that Pyotyr is going to pull out and hand to the desk lady.
So she takes it, and then she waves her hand over it, mutters a few words, and casts some magic and examines it. Welcome, Pyotyr. Is there a specific thing that you're looking for? Perhaps I can guide you to the proper section.
Yes, we're looking for information on one Dark Priestess, if you would know the general.
Dark Priestess. Well, it sounds religious, so I would suggest checking the religion section. It would be on the 3rd floor, in row B12. That's where you would find any information on religion.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. And if you ever need any help, you can ask one of our magical servitors, and they will be happy to guide you to anything else. Well, of course, you could always return to the front desk to ask me questions. I do get a little lonely, if you know what I'm talking about, she says, and grins at Pyotyr.
All right, we'll see each other soon. And I give it like a 2-eyed wink. And off we go.
I give him as we're going, I just give him a little elbow in the back, be like, "Ha! Look at the charm right there."
Yeah, sure. That's what I have. And we are. So we go up
just a little bit to take a nice look at the golems that we were passing by, just because he's, very interested in stonework. Surprise, surprise, being a dwarf.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or
not super particular? I'm assuming that he can tell that, hey, this is a magical construct that will kill me if I try and attack it or something.
Yes, you can definitely tell that.
Just from looking at it. So he's basically admiring the craftsmanship and seeing if he could have done better. Or if people could have done better.
It's pretty good craftsmanship. It's very different than what you would do in Norse, but it's pretty good. It's good. Decent craftsmanship. All right. So you walk past rows of books. Eventually, you find stairs, and you see at tables. You see people, they would look like modern college. They have the same countenance of modern college day students who are sitting there trying to cram for tests. You're guessing it would be students at the School of Sorcery. You have older mages who are perusing the bookshelves, as well as you also see these they're like halfling sized, but they're glowing, pure glowing blue, made out of pure blue light that are walking between the shelves, carrying massive towers of books, and one sitting on there'll be one that's sitting on top of the tower of books. It'll just reach underneath itself, plop out a book, fall down to the next book, and then put them into the shelves. And you see dozens of these things walking around, obviously keeping the library organized. And you walk up a flight of stairs to go 3rd floor, B12, where you find you find the religion section. And if you you can either give me an Arcana check or a religion check to see how successful your searching is.
Which one's better? They're the same. Well, I got an 8.
I got you, fam. Hopefully. Yeah, I got a 19.
Ooh, there we go.
Very nice. Are you making a check, Kadiock? I'm assuming not, but I figured I'd ask.
He's a standing guard, basically. He's being all muscly and looking for threats, and because he doesn't necessarily like very closed in tight spaces that he doesn't know very well. If he knows it well, he's fine with them, but he doesn't know these tunnels, so to speak. And he is looking at the various bookshelves, seeing how easy it would be to push them over, seeing what the best escape routes are, that sort of thing.
Yep. All right. So you spend some time, scouring through the books. Rayla eventually, in defeat, puts a book up, starts, massaging her head. It's like, I remember doing this when I was at school here. It was not fun. I did not like it in the slightest. I'm not very happy that I'm back here doing it again. But after some time, Pyotyr, you do find you find a book. It's entitled. The book is specifically titled "Ancient Religions of Ancient Religions of Mordvern and their Modern Day Counterparts," is what it is specifically called.
And Pyotyr cracks it open to the table of contents, just kind of seeing what he can find, maybe like shorten the searching process.
So of course, since you are aware that specifically you're looking for, since you're looking for stuff relating to the Cult of Morphes, you go to the Cult of Morphes section and scroll down, and you find something that talks about the title of Dark Priestess. It basically tells you that the Dark Priestess, the title of Dark Priestess, was given to basically was the counterpart of the Archmatriarch in the Church of Silhana. So it's so she would be the head honcho of the Cult of Morphes.
Crap.
And then when it starts talking about the modern day counterparts, it says that the Profane Guard, it starts talking a little bit about the Profane Guard, and describing their, and actually saying that the Profane Guard discontinued the discontinued the usage of the Dark Priestess in favor of a council. So the Profane Guard no longer, and even and it says going so far as that the Profane Guard no longer recognizes the title of Dark Priestess and anyone who claims to hold it.
A schism. I love intrigue.
You also mentioned. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, because what you're about to say might change what I was about to do, or something.
No,
yeah.
What you want to do is more important than what I have to say. Go for it.
Oh, well, Pyotyr was just turning to his companions to share everything that he was reading, essentially. So,
okay. Perfect. Comments that any Corvette or Kadiock want to make about that?
Just does it talk about where they're located more? I know we kind of. I was heading towards. No. Okay.
Yeah, Cordovid.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't really give anything about location.
This book has a lot of information about a cult that is supposed to have not been around anymore, doesn't it? You Mordvirans need to take better care of your problems, apparently. Because if there's a whole book about it, it's not much of a problem, is it?
I'm confused.
Yeah, well,
I guess so. Wait.
Kadiock throwing shade at the fact that that there's apparently a full textbook on the inner workings of the cult, but the cult is still around.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying that because we were able to write a book about it, that apparently we weren't taking well enough care of it. I was like, that doesn't track logically. That's okay.
The
never
book
mind.
does claim that the book does claim that the cult, the Profane Guard and the cult have been extinct for hundreds of years, but that the Profane Guard is just, well, it's just every once in a while you see small things that pop up, small cults, to try to reclaim the title is what the book basically says.
Got it. Okay.
Whether or not that's accurate or not, you should hopefully eventually find out. But
I mean, as far as Kadiock is concerned, it isn't accurate because we've already, had to kill 2 of them?
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Is there anything else you were looking for in the library whilst you were here?
I did want to check the Ritual of Breath.
Okay.
See if there's find any references of that, especially with how to break that.
Okay.
Or what it's really used for.
Okay. So Rayla suggests that you probably should look in a different section of the library for that, because that seems more magic ritual rather than religion and religious figurehead.
Pyotyr, did you have something else you were looking for too?
No, I think this is actually Pyotyr is going to look in the law section for things about his kerfluffle.
Right.
I don't know
So
what that would be. Laws on murder?
I mean, the legal section would probably work fine.
Well, yeah, legal section, yeah, but like, I don't know. Anyway.
Is it actual murder if they fell over a balcony, or?
It's not my fault. Gravity pulled him to the ground.
There is, so you do.
Right.
Kadiock sees anything written in Norsean or in his tribal dialect, he's going to grab it immediately, but he's also figuring that it's not going to be anything in that, so.
You do see a few books. They're not written in Norsean, but there are several books that, while you're searching, that do talk about your tribal practices. Some of them are more accurate than others. Some of them are wildly inaccurate. But you don't actually, see anything in this section that talks, that's written in Norsean.
He's only really interested in about if it's written in Norsean, because he's like, I can read more Viren, but if it's actually written in Norsean, it's supposed to be accurate. Should be more accurate about my stuff.
So
as Pyotyr is searching, he recalls Drith's request that they pick up a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People, and he grabs that for him as well.
All right. Sounds
Oh,
good.
that's a great book, everyone. Used to train on that in real life.
All right. Cool.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
So Corvid's looking up for information on the Ritual of Breath,
Mm-hmm.
and Drith is not Drith. Oh my gosh, sorry. Drith acts like almost in some instances like Ian acts in real life. So when I see Ian's face, I think Drith. So Pyotyr is going to go to the legal section. So, okay. So you ask one of those glowy blue halflings. They're the magical servitors for directions, and they point you off towards the various sections that you need to go. Start with Corvid. Give me
Kadiock will go with.
You'll go with who?
Kadiock's going to go with Pyotyr because he feels like Pyotyr needs his protection more than Corvid does, due to relative lack of fighting experience.
Okay, and Rayla will of course go with Corvid.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay, so Corvid.
Have I dealt physical damage this campaign?
Oh, you're asking a lot of me.
Don't know if you have.
I don't think I have. I mean, like, I may have stabbed.
feel
Like,
like-
I
I feel
tried
like
to
you
stab
shot a
somebody, and
bow
you
or
guys
something.
talked me out of it. So
I feel like you shot an arrow at one point.
Probably shot an arrow.
That
I
might
know
be
you've
Or maybe,
used,
yeah.
I know you've had your rapier out, but
anyway, sorry.
anyway, Corvid, give me an Arcana check.
Okay. No, it's so close. Okay, it's not. Look, it's not great. 11.
11. All right. You do dig through, and you find a book called Dark Rituals and How to Handle Them. And
Cool.
however, it has this magical lock around it. And you try to pull it open, but it won't come open. Your guess is that you could probably get the lady at the front desk to open it for you, but then you'd probably have to explain why you wanted it.
Rayla, any way you can open this thing up?
Nope, though that's a restricted book. The restricted books had to be specifically opened by the librarian on duty, if we wanted to look at them, and when we were here at school.
Okay. Any other way to open it?
I mean, you could attempt to take it out of the library and find someone who could undo the enchantment, but not that I know of. And I wouldn't recommend that. Each of these books has an enchantment on it. If they are removed from the library, the constructs are immediately notified and attempt to get the books back.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take a couple more books and put that one in the middle of them. Kind of create a little stack and carry it to go find Pyotyr.
Okay.
Because he can
Right, and
maybe convince the librarian.
Schmooze the library. Oh wait, I meant to ask like 17 minutes ago or something.
Okay.
What is the age status of this?
she's
individual?
older. She's probably in her like 60s.
Is it like a pristine 60 or?
It's not a pristine 60, whatever that means.
Like an elfish 60 or a...
We
Whatever.
talking like runs 3 miles a day at 60 or?
No, she's plump. She's an older, grandmotherly looking woman.
All right, so the double wink is definitely the move for Pyotyr.
Alright, Pyotyr, I need you to give me a history check to find a library book that has to deal with.
to date this woman.
I lost my D20. Oh, I found my D20. I have nowhere to roll. Found place. Yes. Mas. What is that? What? 15. Sorry, the font on my like modifiers on that specific modifier is like microscopic. Don't understand what I did.
You're gonna have to repeat all that. I couldn't hear that over my coughing from Drith trying to kill me.
15.
15 on your modifier. Okay.
He's just trying to usurp your position as DM. And yeah,
Alright.
I'm like, Luke, you can't anyway.
Luke wants to DM. Luke's more than welcome to DM at some point.
Swap me out, bro.
Swap out.
Anyway, you got a 15 to look for legal precedents. Murder is very highly.
It's illegal.
It's illegal, and there are cases of people pleading their innocence, like saying it's an accident, but they're very, very rare. The last time it actually happened was like 100 years ago. People very much frown on even accidental murder in Mordor.
And those people probably didn't disappear for however the heck long it's been.
Yeah.
Before doing that.
Yep. You are pretty much, by the end of your searching, you're pretty much convinced you're screwed.
As it were.
All right, so Corvette, you find Pyotyr.
I'm just going to assume there are no Norsean law books either.
There actually is a law book written in Norsean.
What's it say?
I mean, it's actually, you look at the document, it's when a bunch of tribes converted to the Church of Silhana. It was the laws at the time were written up for these tribes, so that way they could, because that way they could learn how to live in the people, in as part of the Empire, and make sure that they weren't breaking any laws. So.
Are those laws still up to date and in effect, or not anymore?
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Okay. Well,
and I mean, it's
Like the murder one.
it's like
quick
it's
read.
a
That one might have
thick
changed.
book. Like it's not like, oh, quick read. It's a thick book.
2 C's.
so it's
2
every
Cs.
law. Okay.
3 C's, and that's how thick.
Ooh, juicy.
Um.
So put it back
So-
in the shelf then. He doesn't have time to read that.
Anyway, Corvette, you found Pyotyr.
So Pyotyr found this book. I pull it out of the stack that I was carrying. It's magically locked, and we need the librarian's. She needs to unlock it so we can see it, but I can't do that.
Oh, I'll
You wanna help out? She seems to like you, you know.
yeah, I'll do the thing. Give me the book.
Do the thing. All right, here you go.
All right, so you head back to the front desk where the librarian is.
Yeah.
Hello, fair maiden.
Welcome back.
I'm staying back away, so he's just by himself with her. You know, but I am watching him, making sure
What's your
nothing goes amiss.
Oh, sorry. Please continue.
No, I was going to ask if your search was successful. Did you find what you were looking for?
Mostly yes, but I couldn't help but notice this tome. It appears to be locked.
Oh, that's because it'd be a restricted tome. Normally, only advanced level students or alumni can look at them, which, of course, you are alumni.
And I do love all things restricted.
I
Yes.
do have to ask, what is your reasoning behind wanting to look at this book? I do need to ask. It's part of my job.
Facial expressions are out of character. Was Pyotyr told what's in the book / what they want to see in it?
I mean, you know that he was looking up stuff in regards to the ritual of breath.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's some information I'm looking for regarding a ritual that I feel might be contained within this book.
You're performing a dark ritual?
Not necessarily performing so
kind of
much as learning more about it. To combat the dark arts, we must learn of them.
Give
Must
me
we not?
a persuasion check.
I don't even know if
He's
the
a
dark
bard.
arts is a thing in your world.
Dark rituals, dark arts doesn't translate, I guess?
A plot-appropriate phrase came out of Pyotyr's mouth.
Well, I need to know what you rolled.
I'm checking.
Appropriate
Fif-
face.
15 plus.
15 plus what?
21 total. 6.
But you're right, dearest. You're right, dearie. Of course. She takes the book and she pulls out this magical key, puts it into the lock, undoes it, and
Next to me.
the lock, the chains come off. I do have to ask that you sit in this, area right here, so we can observe. We make sure the restricted books, we keep a special eye on them. She motions to this little room, the set of tables that are near her.
All right. Yes, absolutely. My eyes aren't so good. Mind if I have a friend accompany me as I search?
Of course. You can take one of them in with you, just not all of you.
Oh, okay. Corbett, would you mind? Your eyes are the strongest, after all.
Yes, I will.
Kadiock will stand guard outside of the room, make sure that they aren't disturbed. Just with them all in front of him, just sitting there.
All right.
And as Pyotyr turns away from the desk, he shoots the what is she?
The librarian?
Librarian.
There's the word. I was like, what is that word that I cannot speak? I mean, like it's not anyway. Shoots her a wink and then turns over to the room and sits down with Corbett to search for the thing.
Ritual of breath.
The
What do we
ritual.
find?
So you begin digging through. You do find a whole section of rituals related to, the cult, the cult of Morpheus, but not a lot. But nothing that really, sticks out to you. Until you find this one place. It doesn't say ritual. Instead of ritual, it uses the term sacrifice. It says sacrifice of breath. And it's listed alongside several others. It says, the book says this is a ritual that was devised by the Dark Priestess at before the final battle in case Morpheus fell. Oh my goodness! In case Morpheus fell, the purpose of these sacrifices were to return Morpheus to life when the time was right. And it lists 6 sacrifices. The first one being the sacrifice of breath. The next one being called. Are you all taking notes?
Yeah.
Right here. I've got it, guys.
The next
Is
one.
there a scrap piece of paper, or I'll
Yeah,
just
there's-
pretend like I have a really good memory.
Lots of scrap pieces of paper. I'm sure you can use in
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
So the first one's sacrifice of breath. The next one is called the
Okay.
sacrifice of bone. Then the sacrifice of flesh. The sacrifice of sight. The sacrifice of heart. And the sacrifice of shadows. Let me know if you need me to repeat that.
And these are, and it says kind of
It says
the
that
chapter summary is like these are required to
that's
revive
the purpose is to revive Morpheus. That's really all it says. It doesn't go into any detail, doesn't tell you about what they are. It just says that these were devised by the Dark Priestess. That's it. It doesn't really have any more information on them.
Pyotyr. Okay.
Uh,
That's
interesting stuff.
Yep. So okay, now we actually kind of know what they want to do, but we still don't know what exactly all these things are.
Yes, very true. So, do we keep searching? I don't know where to look for more information.
Is that that's all that was in this book, right?
Yep.
Patrick,
No more.
Mhm.
would the eye that I got and all of that would that ability be helpful at all looking at the book? Possibly, or is that related to other sorts of illusions and
That's
such?
related to other sorts of things, yeah.
Never mind.
Ooh, special eye.
Okay.
Was that the sacrifice of sight? Is Kadiock already one of the sacrifices?
So
Not.
it does. So it is getting late. You have been looking in the library for several hours at this point. It's not like it's just been easy finding these books. You've had to dig through tons of books and stuff. So it's been several hours at this point. Might not be a bad idea to reunite with your team, the rest of your team.
Okay. Yeah, friends. Shall we be off with our findings for the day?
Yeah, I stuffed the piece of paper I wrote these on in my pocket, in my pack.
All right. Well, then we will take our break right there. And we will reunite with the team when we come back. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. Just stick around. Can figure out how this do. All right, welcome back. Yeah. So, cool. We're gonna pick up where we left off. So you all meet back at the inn that you all had rented out for the night.
Before we get there, I want to like buy a couple of things, just like a couple random dumb things.
Okay.
If that's okay.
That's fine. What would
I
you
want to
like
get
to obtain?
a nice brush because my hair sucks.
Okay.
And I want to get as many different colored spools of thread and a needle. That's what I want.
Drith, look for a goose down pillow.
Drith can look for a goose down pillow. That would cost, I don't know what a decent price for a brush and a
I know. I'm
needle
sorry.
and thread would be. I'm gonna say about 50 gold. Not gold, silver,
Oh.
silver, 50 silver, not gold.
Holy-
50 silver, 50
I was
silver.
about to start complaining about the economy again.
Freaking some Willy Wonka geese up in here.
50
Is that
silver for the
pillow
brush
or for
and
the
the brush and the needle and thread. It'd be about 75 silver for the pillow.
And like, how many different colors can I get?
How many different colors do you want?
Like as many as I possibly can.
We're gonna give you
A good rainbow spread, and then some good like earth tones.
Million.
give you like is 12 good? More than 12?
That's fine.
12
Yeah,
is
that
okay.
should be
12.
fine.
We'll give you 12 different colors.
How big is the city?
The city, it's pretty big. I don't know. It's a big city. It's
A lot of
like,
appropriate
are we like
size.
in the? Are we in like the main market area, or is this just a little side shop
in
that
the,
we found?
probably the main market area.
Okay, so everybody's going to the shop. The two groups have gone to their shopping because it was me, Anya, and Drith,
Yeah, all right.
and then it was you three.
Yeah.
Are you?
And they were in the library for several hours, so I figured
Yeah.
that that's like something
that's
that we
right.
did.
Sorry. I was thinking Drith was in the library for some reason, so never mind.
Okay, so unless others, the other three want to go shopping too, you all meet back up at the tavern that you had been staying in. Which, what did we say the name was last time? I wrote it down. Give me a second.
The courageous butterfly.
The courageous butterfly. That's
No, the
right.
dangerous
No,
brain.
the dangerous brain.
That's
That's
where
where you were. Dangerous
Yeah.
brain. Dangerous
Those are
brain. It was
two
the courageous
completely
butterfly was the
different-
other one that you could have gone to, but the dangerous
Yeah.
brain is where you ended up staying. Yes, that's right.
Dangerous brain is what you
Because it
figured
has an
What?
intellect devourer in a container. That's why it's called the dangerous brain. I remember now. So you arrive back at the dangerous brain, and meet back up, and I'm assuming share the information between that you've all have obtained, which is slightly contradictory since the Patriarch said never heard of a Dark Priestess. Don't think she's ever existed, whereas you guys know that the Dark Priestess is supposedly now defunct title on the Profane Guard, and which is the current main faction of the Cult of Morphes. Or so you guys believe.
Well, according to what we've just heard, I feel like it is imperative that we get out of Berelgrad quickly. Because it seems to me that with the Patriarch lying to us, we're all in grave danger. It means this is probably spread all the way to the top. Anya was pointing out to me that we can't necessarily trust them because someone was lying about the letters and someone was probably lying in the messenger service. The Patriarch didn't get to being the Patriarch without being a sly old man, despite his fatherly attitude.
Tian raised his hand. I'm all for getting my lord out of danger as soon as possible. However, where will we go?
You know the area better. Where would you take your lord when was trying to kill him?
Well, I mean, If we were to take him, if someone was trying to take him, if we were killing him, we would head to the capital, or we would return to the Southern Isles as quickly as possible, which would mean
don't want to go to either of those places. What was that seedy town? That
Adelheim.
Adelheim.
I would never let my lord set foot in there. It's a crime that it is nothing but a hive of scum and villainy.
Well, would you look for a lord and a priest there?
No.
Exactly.
I turn
okay,
over to
so here's
Kadiock,
the
saying,
thing. The only name that they
"I'm allowed
heard,
to explain."
the only name they heard was yours, Artyom. Drith is not like a real, official person in this area. They didn't get my name. I did not tell them. So the only person they know of is you, with the rest who are in the library. So all that means is you can't tell people who you are, and you need to maybe we'll have to disguise you as well if we go places. Unless we want to go live out in the wilderness for the rest of our lives, we're going to have to be around people.
That's why I said go to Adelheim. The priest in the company of Drith, who, let's be fair, Drith makes quite the impression on people. and
he's not going to stop.
An alpha tiefling and a blind priest. And in order to stay alive,
Not with this book you got me.
We all walk
Did
into
you
a
say
bar.
did you say an alpha tiefling?
An elf.
Yeah,
Elf.
Elf
is
and
comma.
tiefling.
Okay. I also
I
heard
was like,
alpha
what the heck?
tiefling.
I am
as well.
alpha
tiefling.
Maybe that's a sub-race I've never heard of.
alpha
not a misspoke.
tiefling. Yeah,
So I know who's boss.
An alpha tiefling and a blind priest walk into a bar and say ouch.
Like, please murder us. We're looking to take your organization down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And apparently Corvette already has a child or something here that we don't know about. No, we totally know what's going on. He took the spear and he's not supposed to have it. So that's 4 of us who probably shouldn't be here. Besides, the Patriarch will have powerful magic, and casting a spell to transcribe your image onto a piece of paper would be child's play for him.
So,
Like, you think the
how
magic
many
I can use is
neurons
somewhat
does
irrelevant.
Corbett have?
What?
How many what?
He has 3.
How many people did we pick up?
Oh,
Three.
there's 3. Kadiock, you met Rayla. This is Tian. He's the head of my bodyguard. And this is Iona. He's my best friend.
Yep.
Kadiock's going to keep an eye on the bodyguard. Just, size him up sort of deal. But also, so we know that Drith stole the spear, apparently.
No,
Or
Corbett.
not Drith, sorry, Corbett.
All we know is he's not supposed to have it. We don't know how he got it. He hasn't
Didn't
told us
steal it.
how he got it. He just says, I have this spear and I'm not supposed to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
about right.
so keeping all of this in mind,
And-
Kadiock is going to take a look around. I have a spot we can go that I doubt they'll look for you. It's in the city. We can get out of the city there and go from there.
Where is this?
Easy access sounds like a good idea.
And then, Patrick, real fast. The city that I was traveling to with my group was Cordovan.
Cordovan,
right?
yep.
Okay. Well, one thing is, before we all got sucked into this mess, I was already going to investigate the Profane Guard, and we had heard rumors of them being in Cordovan. So that's also kind of northeast of us, as well as that same city you're talking about, Artyom.
Okay.
Further than that one.
I need everyone to give me perception checks.
Well, I knew we were taking too long. I'm dead.
Ooh,
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask anyone
20.
get Did anyone get who got a 16 or higher? Corvid and Kadiock and Drith. Okay.
I got a nat 1.
You have become so starting with the nat 1. You have kind of your attention has drifted off the conversation, in common Ian fashion.
I was gonna say, hey, I can do that.
And you have become obsessed with the intellect devourer in the container. And you're just sitting there looking at it, and it's like, wow. And you're just like, where did the legs come from on the brain? And like, what? And so you are clearly gone. You're just sitting there just staring at this,
touching the jar.
But Kadiock, Drith, and Corvid, you notice that people are starting to give you like weird glances, and then like whispering to each other.
Everyone, I
Leave
have a real
now.
bad feeling.
Everyone get up, get out now. Follow me.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Okay.
We are being talked about. We're drawing far too much attention.
Then don't leave all at the same time. Just leave
How are
one
we
at a time.
drawing attention? Don't.
Hey, I'll go up to the room and get our stuff, and then jump out the window.
Okay.
We never saw him again.
I'm gonna.
Or our
slowly-
stuff.
gonna-
Did earlier last time I
Artyom
said
for
I
Artyom.
sent.
Sorry, what's that? Artyom was trying to say something, but he froze when he was trying to say it. What were you trying to say, Adam?
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna reach out towards Anya and be like, I need you to help me to the stables. That's where I need to go. Kind of look around at everybody.
I'm gonna go with him.
Yep, I'll follow.
Okay.
You definitely don't everybody leave at once.
Oh,
All right. So those are the first.
So you're also very effectively splitting the party right now too. It's even better.
yeah.
No,
Pyotyr
it's-
is going to look for. So, is there like a back exit?
You are totally absorbed with that intellect devourer. You are only vaguely
Oh,
aware that your
I
companions
am
are getting
still.
up to leave.
I am still nat wanting it up. All right.
Hey,
Alright.
I'm gonna shake Pyotyr and be like, "Hey, can you help me? Can you help me with something upstairs? I have a new flute. I want to show you. I want to show you my flute."
Yeah, sure. That thing's really interesting. I don't know if you've seen the tentacles.
Not as interesting as this flute.
Let's go see your
Upstairs.
flute. Upstairs.
All right.
Okay.
So who's still at the table?
And that would be the three hanger-oners and Corvid and Kadiock.
Okay.
Hangers on.
So
Does does the entourage notice it as well or no?
I didn't notice anything. But I mean, they're
okay.
now kind of like their lord is concerned, so they're getting concerned. So
Now, I'm gonna get them all shuffled out the front door then, figuring that Jelania and Artyom can definitely take care of themselves, and Drith and Pyotyr will most likely be able to take care of themselves, but I have no idea at all about the three newcomers. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll save them. Let's get out.
Are you waiting for us then? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, waiting for y'all and trying to get you out the door.
All right. Well, with that, I was like, all right, I take the hint because I rolled high. It's like, okay, let's bounce. Let's get out of here. And then I do want to, because Tian and Iona, I had sent them last time to go get provisions while we were
Yeah,
out and about
and
today.
they did obtain those.
Okay, and I would have asked them, is this okay? I would have asked them for some like the materials I'd need for some of my spells to get some of those. Would that have been possible or no?
Yes. Are there any
Okay.
materials with gold with GP prices that you were thinking about?
No, I'm just referring to like just other just components that I need. Like straight pieces of iron and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so they did obtain those for you.
Okay. Yeah, not money.
Cool. All right.
All right.
So you all reconvene outside and begin to head away from the inn in time to see a contingent of Knights of Bronislav. You recognize them because they have this kind of like blue shiny armor as well as like the Spartan-esque helmet. And they walk up and they pound on the door of the inn and push it open and walk inside. And yeah, you hear shouting coming from the inn, and that's about that's it.
Is this is the city sealed and such that any magic cast is notified?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So no passive trace right now. In that case, Kadiock is going to try and lead them all there very sneakily in such a way. Can he roll either stealth or survival to help them all get to where he came out into the city?
You can roll stealth.
Okay.
Yes, RTM.
I have the city secret feature from being an urchin. You know, the secret
Sweet.
patterns and flows to cities and confined passages through the urban sprawls that others would miss. When you are not in combat, you and companions you lead can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. So can I vamoose us to not here really quickly in combination with Kadiock?
Yeah. So Kadiock, give me your stealth check to everyone should give me stealth checks, but Kadiock, give me your stealth check to everyone give me stealth checks.
Oh,
Do you want stealth or do you want survival? Because I'm trying to help lead the party.
You give me survival now. Actually, give me survival to help lead
22
the
for Drith.
22 as well.
party. Nice.
Party unit.
54.
Did you say 7, Corvette? And what'd you get, Mike, for your survival?
54.
Okay. Pyotyr? So what'd you get for your stealth check?
Oh, oops. I rolled in my head.
Head rolls don't
I got
count.
12.
Okay.
I got 12 of them. I got 19. I did not get 12. Wait, I might have gotten more. I forgot to add numbers. Hang on just 1 second. I got 19 plus 3 is 22. That's the number.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. So you all are making your way downtown, walking fast as stealthily as you can, and
Are we walking 1,000 miles?
not quite.
That's true.
But you are going to walk 500 and
But we
then 500 more. But you would to be the never done. Sorry.
Then we'd fall down
On
at
a horse
the
without
door.
me?
Fall down at the Dark Priestess's door is what you would do. Anyway, so you're going on. You're going, and you can, and the city's going on lockdown. Like because all the lamps and stuff are magical. They change from whatever colors they were before to red, flashing, strobing lights. The city is going on lockdown. Yes, Artyom.
Are there any sewers?
Probably.
Dope. Here we go.
Well, Kadiock's the one who's, you can go through the sewers. Sure, is
Okay,
Kadiock okay with that? Is Kadiock going to be able to guide you
so-
back to where you need to go in the sewers?
Let me run up and catch up to Kadiock, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm gonna say, Kadiock, we have to get off the streets. I don't know if you'll be able to get us to where you got in before we die. Because let's be fair, we know exactly who they're after. Maybe we should take this underground, which I know you're comfortable with, and in a city, As much as it pains me to say it, I'm fairly comfortable in the sewers. Besides the smell. The things I've seen. The things I've seen.
Patrick. How close are we to my entrance, Patrick? Roughly.
In combination with Artyom's thing, it'll probably take you about 20 minutes to get there. And Artyom, using Artyom's feature.
And the city is already on.
Would be safer to go through the sewers.
Possibly, yeah.
We all just took
Kadiock.
I know. Wait,
Drith starts crying.
other question. Who did I give the bag of dust of disappearance to? I thought I'd give that to someone. Here you go.
I
Did you gave it to
Pyotyr?
I feel like you gave it to either
Yes.
Pyotyr or Drith, one of those two.
give it to Pyotyr in the
I
mine?
think
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
would now be a good time to use that.
I would not recommend it in the city.
All right.
That's a magic item.
Particularly with
Oh, it's magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
The invisible.
So
Oh, it's even a magic, like just items, not like just spell. Ah, okay.
Kadiock is going
I hate
to
the city of magic.
look at Artyom and nod. Do a quick scan to find the nearest cellar or entrance to the sewer and herd everyone down there.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you before you open it and cast Detect Magic. Which, let's be fair, there's probably tons of other Detect Magic going on right now. So my argument is that this is going to be indiscernible from everyone else's.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. There's magic all around me. That was dumb.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was thinking, like, oh, be able to detect traps. But I'm like, no, I can't see anything anymore.
it's like, you're welcome to
It
cast
really
Detect
applies.
Magic. There's a lot of
Never
magic.
All right, I didn't stop Kadiock. We're just jumping in the sewer like Mario, yo.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but I'm Mario and Kadiock is Luigi.
Except you're taller than Kadiock.
Mario, it doesn't matter. Mario's the cooler one. And Drith is totally Yoshi.
Also,
He could probably even turn into a dinosaur.
I believe that would make me Bowser or something. Right?
Make you Bowsette.
Bowser. Oh gosh. Even worse.
Corvette
What?
Princess Peach.
I'm Princess Peach. I was gonna say I'm
What were you trying to say?
I'm gonna hold back. I'm holding back the bodyguard guy with me until the very end because, as far as I can tell, he's the most capable combat-wise of the three newbies.
Okay.
So
Okay, I was like,
I'm
do you
holding
remember-
him. We're gonna take up the rear. I'm sending Artyom and probably Jelani down first, just to get a nice vanguard going on, and then getting everyone else in the middle.
All right, everyone, I need renewed stealth checks. You have advantage for being in the sewers.
Do you want stealth or survival from me?
Give me stealth this
'Cause I'm
time.
still leading. Stealth.
You
check.
said advantage, right?
I said advantage, yes.
That is awesome because I had a nat 1, but it is actually an 18. So, hey, I'm stealthy now.
Did you get a nat 20, Pyotyr? Is that the look on your face?
Show did.
What did everyone else get?
I went for Drith.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Artyom?
18.
And sorry, I think you told me, Mike, but I forgot what Kadiock get.
18.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, you
Okay.
begin.
So
Make-
Drith is in fact gonna wild shape into a velociraptor. I just looked it up. I can do that.
Okay, so Drith is wild shaping into a velocirapter. I'm just confirming. You are
Magic.
wild shaping into a velociraptor.
Confirming. This is happening.
Wait,
Is that magic?
bad juju. He's questioning
magic.
you.
I just need,
I know.
I need Drith to give me a yes or no
it's not worth
answer.
the joke. No, it's not worth the joke. It's just not.
Do it right now. Don't do it right now.
Okay.
I'm surprised
What?
that that means that velociraptors exist where he comes from.
Yeah,
They're just
Patrick
from
was like,
Jurassic Park,
totally
that's
could. We
legit.
could do that. They were the thing at some point, but do you want to?
The people who play know when I say, "Are you sure?" Okay. All right. So you hop down into the sewers and you begin to make your way through. And you're sloshing through everyone's excrements, and it's really smelly. You're pretty sure you saw an alligator at one point, but you can't be positive. And
I'm just glaring at the back of Artyom's head like, I hate you so much.
and so you make your
Drith is quietly sobbing.
so you're making your way through.
This is actually a comparatively clean sewer to some that I've walked in.
And you pop out near the location that Kadiock was trying to take you. So as you pop out, you see, you see that there are guards patrolling the Knights of Bronislav patrolling the streets with golems following behind them. These are forces, huge, large platoons of well-trained knights beyond your current capabilities to necessarily fight.
Looks like we should just follow the sewer all the way out to the river.
Gate there.
Huh?
We need to go this way.
There's literally an army between us and that way.
That wall right there?
Yes.
With the one brick that is an odd color?
Yes, the one with the army in between us and it.
The moving army that will be out of
I
the
apologize.
way
That was the wrong button.
in a short second.
Can I toss you?
When I say sprint for the wall.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
You need to explain where we're going.
And why, and how you got in here first. Because the safest option is to finish following the sewer. Besides, you and your magic eye is going to get us caught.
Maeve sent me into a secret tunnel used by smugglers in a forgotten part of the city. It is an ancient part of the...
This is called a sewer. It's not a secret tunnel. I'm not hearing you, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, hello?
Now
Hello?
we can hear
Hello.
you.
Now we are.
Okay. Drith, get up here.
Wait, hold
Okay.
on. Drith, don't listen to him. He's going to get us killed.
No. Yeah, this is not a moment for stupid
No.
running across the open ground.
So what are we exactly running toward?
There's-
When you run at the wall, if you run straight at the odd-colored brick, you will pass right through it. And there is a magically hidden tunnel right behind it.
And where does
Platform
the
9
tunnel
and
go?
3/4.
Can I peek up through the sewers and roll a perception check, Sir Pato?
Yeah.
Where does the tunnel go? Where does it lead?
It leads outside of the city. It leads north of the city about 1.5 miles.
I got an 18. Do I see such a thing?
It's used by smugglers to bring things in and out of the city, and at one point was used as an escape tunnel for a noble.
But yes,
I'm gonna-
Artyom, you do see it.
I'm going to plop back down and go, okay. I see it.
You're the fastest of us, I believe. When I tell you, run.
Who's the fastest of us?
Probably you or Jelania.
Anyone
Okay,
who's
I'm-
not
I'm just
Kadiock.
very-
I'm trying to come up.
I know it's not me.
He's got
I'm trying
short,
to-
stubby little legs.
He is
trying to
he
come
is
up
talking to
with some
Drith.
form of-
Is who he's talking to.
Oh.
Oh, oops.
I'm trying to come up with some
Okay.
form of distraction.
Why don't we just continue through the sewer
distraction?
to the river? If
I
they
don't know,
don't know
it-
we're here, we can get to the river already.
Wait,
It may not get as
It's
far
at the end
away,
of the
but
sewers.
risk.
I have
At
an
the end
idea.
of the sewers,
Sorry, Mike. You're just a little bit behind us, so I start talking when you start talking. Go ahead.
At the end of the sewers is another magic gate, like the one at the front gate.
Okay. Well, here's
So
what I'm...
if we go that way, we will be caught.
So those are... I'm like, obviously, I'm like holding down the grate that's above us. Those of you who have attended college here, is there some form of magic shield above us?
Is Pyotyr familiar with such a thing?
I mean, you'd be aware that there's tons of magic wards protecting the city itself, for the detecting of magic, stuff like that. Artyom might be more specific when he means magic shield.
Can flying things go over the wall?
Probably.
I'm going to look over at Corvette. You want to be a distraction?
We're gonna lose him.
No. This is not the moment for risks.
Okay,
This is not the
let's
moment
not
for one
split
person
the
being by
party.
themselves.
No. I was saying that the two of us, like, explode out, fly out over the wall, draw them away, and come back. I don't know. I
We're
just
running
don't...
from a cult of demons who want to kill, good, holy things. You want to draw that attention to yourself right now?
I don't feel like we're gonna make it either way.
I say
You run
I
give the
pull
wall
out
a
of
shot.
It's like it's
I
not
pull out my
too
bag.
terribly far away. You could, sprinting, you could make it.
All right, I guess we'll trust the dwarf.
It's literally across the street.
I also pull out out of my bag the exploding rock thing.
God.
It hasn't exploded on me yet, so hey, we could use this as a distraction. Throw it somewhere.
I would.
I don't think we need a distraction. I
I think
let's
we should
try
just
it,
go.
like
I
maybe
think
one at a time.
yes.
I just want to
alright,
get out of here.
Not like the Great Escape. We gotta all make it, guys.
You know what? I'll go
down.
first. 3, 2.
Wait,
But you're gonna wait for Kadiock's signal. He's the one who's watching.
Oh,
Okay. All right, Kadiock.
So, Patrick, the way that I'm picturing this is so here's the street, right?
Okay.
We're over here.
Okay.
The wall is right here-ish, right? So it's short distance run across the street.
Okay.
I'm thinking that there are patrols that are coming up and down this rather main street. So by the time they turn here and before the next one turns, I'm going to have someone book it to get there without being seen.
Makes sense. Give me a perception
Okay.
check.
And activating my eye would probably activate everything, right?
Probably.
Probably alert everything. Okay. I got a 19.
Okay. You spot an opening and you send the first person through. Spot another opening, so you're able to spot these openings and you're able to flawlessly send everyone through, running across the street into this, and you're all just booking at the Pyotyr probably, Drith, probably the most trusting out of them. Drith just sprinting as fast as he can at the wall, like doesn't even pause when he hits the wall, just trusting that Kadiock's telling the truth, and so he through the wall like platform 9 3/4 style. And yeah, so you all go make it across as Kadiock is able to tell you when to go, and you find yourself in this tunnel in the wall, and it's the first time that you're actually noticing, like outside it's you almost felt like now you're noticing, because now that it's the absence, you felt like you were like electrified, but once you're in this wall you don't feel anything. You feel normal, like not really being like influenced by magic. Yeah,
And watched.
exactly.
Well done. So
One is across, right?
and we
Yeah,
appear
everyone's
in...
across. Everyone's intact. No one got spotted.
Great.
there
Awesome.
we go.
I still think
Kadiock
it's
says,
a lot cooler to have two angels fly out of the sewers. Just saying.
Stupid idea.
I'd rather be alive. Just saying. All right, everyone,
I was
come with me.
saying that as Kadiock. I was saying that as Adam.
Oh, okay.
So, like, Jelania is just like super like laser focused head, looks super upset, super like PO'd. It's just like muttering to herself, just like people that don't think, and she's just like saying this to herself as she's walking.
Okay. All right. So I'm assuming you all are headed down the tower. I mean, down the tunnel.
And
Yes.
can I say that Kadiock set up a little bit of a base camp from where he got poofed in? Just like, something super basic, just a little cache of rations or whatever.
Sure. We can say that. You can take that. We can say that.
Is there a river
wants
nearby
to
or
do-
anything?
No, it's just that
Is there what?
this is just stone tunnel going through the wall and down and underneath the wall. You're assuming.
So Drith
One
is
way
kind of
tunnel
like
as far as
holding
I know.
himself in that panic. Like, don't think about what you were just wait. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Can everyone see? Who can't see in the dark?
The two of the bodyguards and Corvette do not have dark vision. And Pyotyr, you're human, right? You don't
Have dark vision.
Correct.
Yeah, Corvette and I have.
Corvette
dark
has dark vision. That's right. Sorry. Corvette has
Yeah.
dark vision.
I was
Pyotyr and two of the guards cannot see.
Well, Kadiock will have a torch there because he knew, in case, Pyotyr came down there and he was planning on getting everyone down there eventually anyway. So he'll strike the torch up, give everyone some light, and give it to probably Rayla to hold.
Okay. All right. Even though Rayla has dark, so there's three bodyguards: Iona, Tian, and Rayla. Rayla's a half elf, so she has dark vision.
Give it to Tien then.
Okay. Sounds good. So Tian takes it. What kind of mess have you all gotten my lord into?
It wasn't them. It was this Dark Priestess lady. So
I blame the dwarf.
you would.
I blame the circumstance. The dwarf has
Blame
helped
all of
us.
you.
and that's-
We need to make some distance, and then we need to wait for them to stop looking for us before we actually leave.
Yeah.
And go whatever else we're going.
Then let's.
Using his dwarven senses of being underground and stone cut and everything, Kadiock is going to try and get them to the wall so they are directly underneath the wall, and then wait a while, like Jelania said, before going the next mile and a half out of the city.
Okay.
Wait, why don't we just leave the city and hide outside of it?
Because they don't know where the tunnel is. They know where the outside is. I think we need to stay in the tunnel tonight.
I mean, I know where the outside is too.
But like they don't know to look for us in the tunnel, but they might start looking around the outside of the city.
Oh, I gotcha. No, I was just
Yeah.
just the way you
Oh, hey,
said it. I
maybe
was
they
like,
got out.
They know where
Very
outside is. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So you all sit for a minute or two, or 10, 15, 20, however long you deem is appropriate, and then start heading.
I'd say at least a short rest, maybe a long.
Okay, you can take a short rest.
I'm going to plop down next to Anya, and I'm going to say, "You seem very angry."
You noticed? Yeah.
I mean, I'm blind, not deaf, and I'm not even really blind.
Yeah.
You wanna share with the class, or at least this
Apparently,
particular
you don't know
student?
how to be discreet. Apparently, we can't stop from keeping a low profile.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you get 3 nobles and a crazy dwarf all in one party.
I don't think any of the nobles or the dwarf made the bishop so upset that he sent so many people after us.
Look, that bishop was failing in his oath as a member of the clergy. He shouldn't
And
have
that's your
treated you that way.
your job to fix? It's your job to make someone so upset to do? When someone holds the cards and you don't upset them and ruin things for yourself. That's very basic politics.
Do you really think that it was the bishop who sent the knights after us because he got his feelings hurt?
It drew enough attention to us.
Anya, the bishop may have been a tremendous, huge, bigot jerk, but I'm fairly certain that there was someone higher than him pulling the strings. Let's look at it this way. If someone offended you, would you send your knights after them?
If I had knights, maybe.
Okay, bad question, bad person to ask. Do you think Corvette
My
would
father
send
would. I wouldn't, but my father would. That's for sure.
Mm.
This is what happens when people are in power. They do these things.
So you have sent your knights to kill somebody who accidentally looked at you the wrong way.
Me? No. I don't have knights.
Then why are you pinning this all on me? I was standing up for you and for Drith.
You don't need to stand up for me. This is something I'm very used to. It happens to me all the time, my whole life.
Well, it shouldn't happen.
You
to
learn to deal with it. No, maybe it shouldn't, but it does. And you learn to not make giant waves wherever you stand. Something that I learned. You use it against them in other ways. You twist their prejudice to become your own strengths.
Where I come from, the fact that the bishop was still standing after he insulted me and my friends like that, if he'd been out on the streets of the capital, he never would have gotten away with it. We come from two very different worlds, and if we're going to work together, we're going to have to come to some form of mutual understanding. I may be in priest clothes, but I'm still a street urchin. Don't hold the fact that I wasn't wined and dined and fed on silver platters against me.
Just.
I got close enough to hear all this.
Does Kadiock
Oh yeah,
want to be
I'm not
close
being
enough?
quiet. Yeah, no, I'm
Like,
not.
everyone's
being quiet.
probably
No.
hearing this.
Oh.
He's just gonna toss back and say, "A knife that kills a rat tickles a dragon. You just tickled the dragon." Just
And what
saying.
did you do? You handed your eye off to some form of fey monster. What right do you have to judge me? We're now being tracked at our every move because of some fanatical obsession you had with the fact that she knew your obscure religion.
I think that if she wanted to, she couldn't already. What about your fanatical obsession? Do you think Silahana is not watching us?
I mean, I guarantee she's watching us, but she's not a fae who are known to meddle.
No, she's just your elder.
9 times out of 10, I pray and don't get an answer. The likelihood of her coming down and ruining everything we're working for is very slim.
If she could see us anyway, she wouldn't have wanted your eye.
It's true. We did happen to pick up
Show of
the
devotion.
magical. We did happen to pick up the magical Silhana fruit without any cost. And yet we couldn't get out of there without her demanding of us.
The laws of nature are different than the laws of men.
Who do you think made the laws of nature? A combination, most likely, of your elders and mine.
And so that's how we're going to stop this, is a combination of your elders and mine.
Giving a fickle, unpredictable creature unfettered access to all of us. I know she's listening, and more than likely she's laughing at us as we have this debate.
And she was the one that let us out of the fog in the first place.
But we didn't have to bring her with us.
Use her magic to get out. If you accept help from the elders, they will demand something in return. If you chop down a tree, you better plant the seeds.
Her demand initially was just the pieces, because she was bored. She's a fae. You can't trust them.
Can't.
I'm sorry, I missed half of what you just said.
I just said you can't. I do.
And
that
yet you
would be
made a
why-
decision that affects all of us.
Without asking any of us. Like it or not, we're all stuck together, at least till we figure out what's going on here.
You think that giving a shadow wouldn't have put a tracker on us?
I 100% think giving a shadow would have put yet another tracker on us somehow. I think that our bargain with the Fae should have only been, here's what you need to get out, and we'll just follow you out. I mean, no matter how almighty and powerful you are, if you're stuck in the same room, you're going to want to get out. And let's be fair, the whole valley of Polegerod was just a room to her.
And the bishop or the patriarch, you don't think that if they're corrupt, they aren't, they would be worth, if you knew for a fact, or if you trusted that the bishop of whatever your capital is, I can't remember the name of it, but the Morviran capital, if you trusted that the bishop or the patriarch of that town were to happen to meet you as we're traveling, and he were to say, "Excuse me, could I have your knife?" You wouldn't give it to him?
I just met with the patriarch and the bishop, and no, I wouldn't have given either of them my knife. I would have said, "I'm sorry, I'm blind. I don't
The one
have
of the capital.
the one in the
Your
capital."
patriarch.
If I were
Yes,
to
your
meet-
patriarch, your bishop.
If I were to meet the holy matriarch herself, yes, because offending her would probably result in my death. But that's a self-preservation thing.
You don't even trust your own leaders.
Those in power and those who are noble have proven to me that they can't be trusted.
You don't trust anyone with your own life. That is the rule of everything. Because people will either betray you or they will let you down. It's what happens.
Next time you want to make a decision, Kadiock, that involves all of us, at least loop us in. Before you ask us to go charging into solid
Ready?
walls.
It goes for everyone in this
I was just trying to get us out.
group.
I just, out of character, I want to point out that the music is like...
Epic confrontation music. I wrote that
Nope.
down to
Nope.
comment
I
on.
can hear you now, Mike.
Ken? Okay, good. I lost all y'all for a bit too. So
Oh.
last I heard, I had said my piece, and then I didn't hear anything else until Braden talking right then. So
Oh, I just said the music.
Oh, we
was
just
like-
said the, yeah, epic confrontation music.
gotcha.
Well, I think we all need some fresh air. Let's get out of here.
If we walk out, we're going to attract attention. We need to lay low for at least a little while. We also don't know where we're going to go.
Out of here.
To where?
Give him that.
Yeah, can you zoom the map out a little bit, Patrick?
Yeah.
Let me say.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
So he
Patrick's
said
the map. Patrick's the map.
it comes out to the north, about 1.5 miles or so. So this is be everything that's northward of you. Let me zoom out a little bit more. That's.
Comes out right about in those trees.
I mean, that's more than 1.5 miles, Mike, to get to those trees. But it comes out at 1.5 miles of.
Right.
But.
Right. This map is bigger.
Yeah. This is the world map, Mike. This is
Right.
So, like 1.5 miles
Still
to like the river thing.
Yes.
yeah, probably near the river to some degree.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Valley map still. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that
I was
should
like-
probably be about a mile.
Okay. So we're all just kind of waiting then for a little while.
Taking basically a short rest.
Okay.
And I was suggesting that I had thought this was a longer conversation, but
Mhm.
Oh, did you want to
But,
contribute to the battle?
no, I was just thinking. So I know. So before, like I said, I was heading up to Cordovan with just these three with them, and that's where we heard of hot rumors of the Profane Guard. But I guess what are we trying to do now? Are we trying to figure out what dark rituals are? Obviously, we don't want Morpheus to return. At least I don't. Sounds like a bad idea.
Well,
And it also sounds like the Dark Priestess was after us for some reason or other.
at this point, I think we need to disappear for a while, Corbett. I mean, if we go to another city and start poking our nose in, I think we can pretty well say that this is very high up. Because
Well,
the Patriarch
Cordova's
is not
not a
just the
large-
Patriarch of Berelgrad, right?
I mean, he's the Patriarch of Berelgrad and the surrounding areas.
No,
But not up in Cordovan.
gotcha. I'm sorry, what did you
Cordovan
say?
is a bit of a smaller place, and to get there, we would maybe be able to stay more in the wilderness, away from people, instead of going to a town.
We
I
could
mean, if
go-
you want to go and stay out in the wilderness for a few weeks, we can do that. I know how to do that.
Oh, you do?
But if we're wanting to do something, they're trying to do these 6 sacrifices or whatever. The longer we wait, the more they'll be able to do.
Isn't Silvari a city that's like pretty loosely controlled by the Empire and, you know, more not humanoid, more
No,
not human?
they have a higher non-human population density, but they're still part of the Empire.
All right. just trying to
Mordver
think
isn't the human empire. Mordver is the holy empire of Silhana and any who worship her. So
I'm just trying to think, maybe if we go to a place where they're more inclined to spread of religions, you know,
Well,
maybe they're
except
Urbine-
you're not gonna find a giant spread of religions in Mordver in general. Like you'd have to go pretty far north to even find some people who worship the Norsean religion. It's like it is like the Holy Morverian Empire is like the Holy Roman Empire. It's like everyone in there, you know, everyone in the Holy Roman Empire was Catholic. Everyone in the Holy Morverian Empire is worships Silhana.
All right, then we need to go Christopher Columbus this, and we'll get a boat and sail around the world to a different continent.
I mean,
Find a
that
new
or
continent.
either that or we hide in the wilderness or we go to the den of Nedelheim. My thing. What was in Cordovan again? Right?
Cordovan is the rumors that I had heard where the Profane Guard are. At least some form of activity is there. This is what I've heard before.
Artyom's gonna say to Corvette, I really don't think that we should leave from one Profane Guard nest to another. At least not in a straight line.
Take us a while.
Pure
Bigger
Sure.
the Strava. Ostrava seems to be a pretty big city, right?
Strava's the capital.
That's the capital.
Ah, okay. What? Okay. Anyway.
See
Pyotyr,
how it's the
what do
biggest
you,
city on the map?
what do you think our next play is?
I think. Wait, I need to look at the map.
How long would it take to get to Cordovan from here?
A plot appropriate amount of month.
Okay.
Probably about a month.
A
or
month?
So.
Oh, I
That's
thought.
a while.
First, I thought you said a plot appropriate amount of months. I was like, oh,
Probably take
good
you.
luck.
Because once you get up into that, unlike Silvari, Edelheim, others, once you get up into that end, there's less infrastructure, so less like highways and stuff that would speed up travel. So, because you could probably get to Edelheim probably in like a week, but Cordovan would take longer because there's less
Infrastructure, and therefore harder for us to be tracked. Maybe?
Yeah.
Eh?
So that is what, 3 votes for Cordovan?
That's my vote.
Anya, did you cast your vote for Cordovan? Is that what I was on?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it comes down to you, Purple Eye, because Drith is making a plot appropriate vote.
He's whittling his flute.
It's working on one of them.
Kadiock, looking at the map, is frustrated about how far south they are and how we're going away from Norsea, but he does agree that Cordovan would be the most appropriate choice. The more time that we can spend out of cities is probably the better, especially if the sacrifices are happening in cities.
Very well.
All right.
To Cordovan?
Okay.
Cordovan.
All right. So you're all ready to continue moving down the tunnel after your short rest?
Yes.
Can we take a long rest in here? Like we should give it some time.
Yeah, if you want to take a long rest, that's
I
fine.
think people don't want to, but like it's also kind of nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we traveling in the dark is better.
I mean, they're magic.
Mm.
I mean, they're mad.
Besides, we do have 2 humans that could fall down and hurt themselves.
3. All
So
right.
long rest it is.
Okay. So you all go to sleep and awaken in Kadiock's makeshift camp and awaken the next, you're assuming morning, since you can't really see the sunlight here, to make your way out of the tunnel. So the tunnel, dives down, goes forward, and so after, long time wandering through it, you find, you are going forward and you see a light, eventually at the end. However, you can see kind of like a pinprick of something blocking a little bit of the light coming forward. And as you move forward, you can see clearly the silhouette of the bishop, Ivor, just kind of standing there.
I knew it!
Great.
And so he's just,
Kadiock.
hold on. So he's just kind of standing there, and then he topples over, and behind the bishop, you see holding a bloody knife, wearing a purple robe, a plump old librarian lady.
Oh!
She
I winked at you!
looks at so she takes her robe and wipes off the knife. That
Very
was
much-
almost very bad. He would have found you. He would have told you the plan. And that would have been not all right in the slightest, dearies. She reaches into a fold of her robes and pulls out a silver mask and puts it on. I can't allow you to leave. You see, you are being very disruptive to the plans. And I can't let you disrupt these plans. So she holds out her hands, and purple light and lightning begins crackling at the end of them. So I'm afraid this is where your journey ends, dearies.
I'm gonna charge her. Swords out, just going.
Okay. Everyone make
I summon Aladdin.
Everyone make your initiative checks.
Oh.
I just yeeted my 20.
Yes.
Not 20, so 21.
Okay, hold on. All right, so Corvette got 21. What did Artyom get? Artyom?
9.
Okay. Anya.
19.
Kadiock.
If this works out, it's gonna be great.
What was that, Kadiock?
Sing.
You got to. Sorry, your mic doesn't pick you up right when you start talking, so you got to talk a little bit longer. So start to say, I got a.
It's a 16. 1-6.
Okay, perfect. All right. Pyotyr, what'd you get?
17. That means
Assuming it's
17.
17? Okay, I was like, I'm assuming that means 17. Drith got a 10. Excuse me. And everyone else got what they got. So, first is Corvette, followed by Anya, followed by Pyotyr, followed by Librarian, followed by Iona, followed by Kadiock, followed by Rayla, followed then by Tian, followed by, let me just make sure, followed by Drith, and then followed by Artyom. So Corvette, you're on deck. Corvette, you're up. Anya, you're on deck. There is no battle map for this. It's just theater of the mind.
Do we only see the librarian?
Librarian is the only one
person
visible.
who's in view? Cool. Well, cracking electric magic. Great. So in that moment, I step forward, summon Eladin, and staring at her, you will let us pass, and you will bow down to us. And the runes flare, and I cast Hold Person, and she needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
What's the DC?
15.
Yeah, she easily passes. She kind of like just shrugs and and kind of like giggles at what you just did. Anya, it is your turn, unless you have something else you want to do.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Anya, it's your turn. Pyotyr, you're on deck.
Can I get all the way to her in just the one movement?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna attack with both swords. Would love to take that stupid mask off her face, but oh shoot. First one's a 14.
Okay, that will miss.
And the second one's a 25.
That will hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Minimum damage, just 4 slashing damage from the one scimitar.
Oof.
And I'll kind of like try and scoot around to like get behind her if I can a little bit,
Okay.
with any leftover movement I've got.
All right. All
I'm
right.
getting upset.
Hey, Pyotyr, do you think you could charm her again with your, smooth talking?
Good. You mean charm person? Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea who this person is because we never met her. Just some old lady.
All right.
I'm looking into that. Actually, that
So
was not my idea, but I'm looking for the spell. Sorry, please continue.
you're good. So she holds up her purple crackling hand, slams it on the ground, and there is a huge thunder wave. I need Jelania to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Okay, that's not terrible. That's decent. 18.
Okay, so you do succeed.
Good.
So you manage to hold your ground. However, you do take 8 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then she uses her second action to cast Magic Missile at Corvette. Corvette will take, because she can't resist Magic Missile.
Oh, I can't miss. That one doesn't. Ah.
Take 11 points of magic damage. Well, force damage is what Magic Missile is. Pyotyr, it is now your turn with Iona on deck.
Quick question. So charm person, the description says that she would see me as friendly, so I'm assuming that does not extend to the
It
party.
does not extend to your party.
Screw that one.
But when
We
you
are gonna
charm
go with-
her, you can, convince her to not attack your party, obviously.
If
a roll for it kind of thing.
Nah, if she's charmed, magically charmed, it wouldn't be that difficult, so.
Okay, all right. Good idea. Charm person it is.
Okay, what's your DC?
16.
Yeah, she succeeded.
Also 14. I lied, but yeah, whatever.
Well, she definitely over
gonna say-
succeeded. I was gonna be like, 16's pretty high, but
Seems pretty high for a level 4 character.
yep.
Mhm.
All right. Okay.
This is
All right. It is now Iona's turn, followed by Kadiock. You're on deck. I just realized I made a mistake. Pyotyr was supposed to go forward before the librarian. That was my bad.
Meh.
Iona charges at the librarian, makes an attack, and misses. Kadiock, it is your turn.
Come on, bud. You can do better
Does
than that.
activating the eye, is that a bonus action or full action? Or free action?
Bonus action.
Does interaction with an object?
Bonus action.
Okay. In that case, yeah, he's not going to use it right now. This turn, he is going to enter his battle trance, aka rage. And he is going to close with the librarian and hit her with his maul.
Okay, roll the hit.
Do I have advantage because of flanking at all?
Yeah. Okay. So I did try to move into a flanking position.
That'd be great. Yeesh, 12.
That will not hit.
Yeah.
All right. Next was Rayla. TN on deck. So Rayla is going to cast Magic Missile on the person and on the librarian, who is going to use her reaction to cast Shield to negate the Magic Missile.
Right back at you.
Okay, and then TN is going to charge forward and make an attack. And TN will hit with his long sword. Okay, TN, chops at her and hits her for damage that has been done. It is now the turn of Drith, and then Artyom's on deck. Drith is going to scroll through Drith's character sheet. Drith is going to cast Flame Blade. And then...
He's not good with swords. No.
I was
Trying
like,
to
he'd
trying
probably
to play the
change
character.
into an animal.
I'm trying to play the character how
but
Drith
he-
would.
Oh, I know. He's like, ah!
Drith casts Flame Blade and charges forward to make an attack with Flame Blade. And he will miss. It is now Artyom's turn with Corvette on deck.
How far away is she?
30 feet.
I'm going to charge right up in her face and cast silence.
Okay.
For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through point you choose within range on me and her. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage and deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell that includes a verbal component is impossible there.
All right. You've cast silence.
Well,
All right, Corvette, it is your turn.
well, since I summoned Eladin in his spear form, is there any room around her to, next near her, to go up and...
I mean, there is. You won't be able to.
Stab
Yeah,
her.
you can get next to her and stab her.
There's a mosh pit.
All right. I know. I was like, well, I can't cast any more spells now, so... And I think I think I'm playing it a little wrong before, where changing weapons is an action. Eladin. Do I have advantage or no? Because there are how many people around?
You will definitely have advantage.
Good to know. All right. 13 plus 8 is 21 to hit. Okay, that hits. 21.
Yes, that will hit.
And then roll for damage. The worst I could do. 7.
Okay.
7 points of piercing damage.
All right. Okay.
If she tries to leave, she gets like so many attacks of opportunity on her.
Mm-hmm. All right. It is now the turn of Anya with the Pyotyr on deck this time, actually.
Real quick question for my planning. Can I cast Vicious Mockery on her?
Not if the cat requires a somatic component.
What? Oh,
Not if it requires you to speak.
What is
Wait.
the range of silence though? Can you cast a spell outside of the space?
You can
into
cast
a
it.
space?
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's
pretty
20
big sphere.
feet.
It's a 20 feet sphere. So if you're outside the 20-foot sphere,
Back
then
up.
yeah, you could cast the spell. But
what if I could? What I mean, like, because there's no like.
Probably is. He didn't move yet, right?
Couldn't I just like stick my tongue at her or whatever?
Yeah.
Vicious
All you gotta do
Mockery.
is back up like 15
Vicious
feet.
Mockery requires a somatic component. That just stand outside the circle. Somatic
Verbal component
verbal
is
is
impossible.
verbal is somatic. No, sorry. Yeah,
No, it's
verbal.
not.
Okay, cool. I'll just move. If I'm not already.
Yeah, verbal.
Anyway.
somatic is
He's like,
somatic
you
is
haven't moved
movement.
yet, so you can be fine.
Yeah, so you can cast it. Vicious Mockery. That's fine.
Cool. I'm all very serious, stone faced. I'm gonna go in for 2 more attacks to just murder this lady.
Okay.
Okay. Do I get advantage on these?
Yep.
Okay, that's a 24 and a natural 20.
Okay.
So it's just roll twice the die, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna roll all the damage together. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 18 total points of damage.
Okay. She's still standing.
How's she looking though?
She's looking pretty bad. But
Okay, I'm gonna action surge then and attack.
Okay.
Just one more time.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah, with advantage, right? Okay, that's another 24.
Okay. That'll hit.
So that's 7 more points of damage.
All right.
Some of this is with a silvered sword. I don't think that probably matters, but just to let you know.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. All right, Pyotyr, it is your turn.
I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery.
Mock her to death.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're old. Your face is all wrinkly.
All right.
When I winked at you, I didn't mean it.
She very much succeeds her saving throw. Okay.
Is that a wisdom save?
Yeah, that's a wisdom save, right?
Okay, she has high wisdom.
All right, it is now. No, she actually doesn't. I just have been rolling well tonight. It is now her turn. She is going to spend a sorcery point to activate Subtle Spell. She's going to cast Dimension Door herself outside of the silence, and then she is going to cast Fireball on everyone grouped up right there.
Okay.
Wait.
All right,
Wait, she can cast 2 leveled spells in a round?
she can.
How did she teleport
Freaking-
out?
She used Dimension Door with Subtle Spell. Subtle Spell is a sorcerer feature that allows her to cast spells without a verbal or somatic component.
Yep. It's a great meta magic.
All right, I need everyone who's grouped up there. So that would be Corvette, Jelania, Kadiock, Drith. Everyone to give me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not there, am I? I'm assuming.
You're not there.
I'm
No.
so screwed.
It's not gonna be good.
11.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
14.
Okay.
Although I do need to
14.
ask you, I'm
Fireball.
a dex-based fighter. I might need to switch something.
Okay.
Just because fighters have proficiency in strength saves, but I'm a dex-based fighter. Should I switch that to dex saves?
It's fine with me if you want. I thought we discussed this already. I thought that's fine with me if that's what you want to do.
Okay, cool. I'll switch it. So I got a 16. If that's the case.
All right. If you all got a 14 or higher, you take half of 29 damage. Anyone who did not takes 29 damage.
I am raging currently, so I take half of that as well because of my bear totem
Okay.
thing.
Sounds good.
That works
So,
for fire damage?
What would that be?
Off?
Yeah, it's resistance
bear
against
totem.
all damage except for psychic.
If I hadn't have saved, I'd
So-
be down.
The
See,
heat just got
29.
too
Yep.
much for Corvette.
Is that
Corvette is
Uh,
unconscious.
Corvette collapses to the ground. Eladin clatters at his side.
All right. So Tian takes a deep breath, seeing Corvette go down, and looks at you and says, "Get him out." And he flares up bright angel wings and grabs Rayla and Iona and charges straight at the profane guard member, just saying, "Go,
Out.
run out now."
We had 3 ASMR.
They
What the
everywhere.
heck, Tian?
super rare in this world? You'll never see them.
They're everywhere here.
All
There's
right.
more ASMR in this group than there are humans. Like,
So,
I'm out for this.
So
Gosh, dang
Rayla and
it.
Iona have also charged. Just repeating, just grab Corvette and get out. We'll take care of this. And so, I'm assuming, is that what you all are going to do?
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into an angel
No.
too.
No, you're gonna
You're
fight.
an angel.
but she was
I'm
looking
getting
rough.
her.
I'm sticking around.
Yeah, you said she's pretty haggard, so it's just like, boom, wings, come at me, bro.
Okay. I mean, if you want to keep going, that's fine.
He's like recalculating the hit points, adding an extra 200.
Wouldn't do that to you.
If she was smart, she would have moved the dimension door, and like she still would be in the tunnel blocking her path anyway, just further outside of the thing, not behind us. So we can't run without getting past her. So
I mean, you
I guess
can
we go
when
back
there
into the
are
city, but that's not
when
gonna
there are 3 people charging her. If you guys want to keep fighting, that's perfectly fine.
I'm getting the HELL out of there.
We know
Are you grabbing Corvette too, then, or should I grab Corvette?
Actually, no. Pyotyr has a duty, even if he thinks his friends are insane,
Okay.
to stand by them. So he's not going anywhere.
All right. Okay, then we'll keep going. Next up on deck would have been Kadiock.
Yeah, he's gonna close as well without any wings.
Okay.
He is going to
Wait.
take a bonus action
never mind.
to. He's going to take a bonus action to activate his eye, though. So if you have any hidden things anywhere, or if she's transformed at all, I can now tell.
No hidden things.
Okay, so yeah, so I have True Sight now, and you know what that does. So all of that. Yes, and then I'm just gonna maul her. So I just got a 21 to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
Great. That will be. What do I add for that? I just rolled 2 1s on the damage die, but I'm raging, so I add my +2. So that's 8. 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. It is now the turn of. It would be Drith. Let me do Drith.
So while he's doing that, when I activated my eye, I moved the eye patch out of the way, and it's growing very bright now. And it's a different shade of purple than her purple. Hers is a deep, dark purple. Mine's a bright, happy purple. Kind of like the background of Lydia's room right now, is what I'm thinking.
All right.
If that's purple.
Very
I'm
bright.
colorblind, so...
It's more pink than purple.
Corvette is gonna
Okay,
cast.
never mind.
Corvette is gonna cast Healing Word on. Sorry, Drith is gonna cast Healing Word on Corvette. Is what I meant to say. So Drith gets. Let me double check. You get 4 hit points back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
Oh.
actually only get 3 hit points back. My bad.
Ugh. The smell of burnt hairs fills my nose, and I'm like, ugh, that's gross.
Also, toasted sewage.
Yeah. Well, you're not in the sewers anymore.
But it's on us.
That's true. That's true. All right, next
During the long rest, I'm going to clean it up as best I could.
next up on deck is Artyom.
Wait, I'm up now or on deck?
You're next. Yeah, and Corvette's on deck.
Okay. Alright, well, angel wing power. Boom! I'm just gonna, angel out because nobody smashes my friend. I'm going to drop my concentration on the silence, so not to screw over my friends anymore.
Yep.
And then, problem with this level is I don't have really anything that is really all super cool.
Gun shatter to
yes, I do.
golem.
Where did the spell go? I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. I'm going to make a melee spell attack against said creature. Bad chick.
Okay.
And that would be a 17 to hit.
All right. That will hit.
So I hit her for 21.
Okay. Tell me how you did it.
So she's teleported away from me, so the angel wings just kind of explode out, and then I throw the this thing, blindfold to the side, and I literally just like one massive wing flap straight out, and I bring my hammer up and I hit her with such force that it just drives her to the ground, and then there's a nice little squishy watermelon sound.
Is it delayed?
Yeah, it's just like
All right. So you knock her down to the ground. As you're knocking her down to the ground, you hear the sounds of feet coming down the tunnel. You turn and you see more purple-robed, more silver-masked figures coming your way. And Iona, Rayla, and Tian have just put themselves in, like, just go and get out of here, you know. And the librarian, with her dying breath, says, "Thought that I didn't bring reinforcements." And so Tian and Rayla and Iona are just standing in, like, just go. Obviously, Silhana has a plan for you guys. Just, get out of here. We'll hold them off long enough for you to make your escape.
Alright, I'll pull Corvette to his feet, and I'm gonna stay between him and any enemies, because I know he's, like, about to go down again.
Yep.
And as they're doing that, I'm like, no, guys, Tian, don't come. Can't. How many figures are there running down the tunnel?
There's dozens. These are not Knights of Bronislav. Keep in mind, these are now very clearly members of the Profane Guard.
I'm still what the, kind of out of it, but just trying to
push you.
Past you. I'm trying to reach past you, but roll for strength. Not going to win that one. No, there's no way.
I'm just gonna try and stop you and just be like, now's not the time. We don't know what we're dealing with, and they do. So we're gonna go. We'll figure this out later.
Corvette still have the explosive stone?
I'm not sure he wants to explode on top of his friends, though.
Oh, just hand it to me.
Tian!
Corvette,
I yelled to
the
Tian.
stone!
Alright. Tian turns around.
Toss it to him. Don't drop this! Well, drop it, just not by you.
Tian
and you're not allowed to die.
Reaches out and catches it as you throw it, and turns and says,
I throw it at him, because, I trust him to catch it.
It's like,
also, you gotta explain to me.
We'll talk about it later. Be safe, my lord. He turns to yeet the stone, and you watch as there's this, and he doesn't yeet the stone where you think he's gonna yeet it. He yeets it up at the roof and collapses all the rocks down, cutting you guys off from them.
His intelligence score, come on.
So you guys make your
He
way
yoked
out of the tunnel.
Stone at the roof.
Yep.
Are we still in combat?
No, you're out of
Guess
combat.
not.
You're out of
Okay,
combat.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Corvette
Okay.
for no, it's gone. 8 HP.
Better than Drith.
I resign myself and let Anya kind of lead me. just wherever.
Yeah. Okay. So you make your way out of the tunnel. You find yourself kind of by this, by the river where Kadiock guessed you would be. And you're preparing to make your journey.
Yeah, no more waiting. We gotta go fast. We gotta go now.
Right. I think we need to give an end to it right there because of the time constraints that we have. But yeah, cool. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, just a reminder, I'll be back on Friday evening with more Dead by Daylight and Saturday evening as well. Another important reminder is Anya's stream. Not Anya. Oh my gosh, Lydia's stream. She will be doing on Saturday. She will also be doing her Star Wars Saturdays. So go check her out playing her pretty cool KOTOR 2 run. Also, don't forget about Rehash the Rolls. Go drop your questions you have about this stream and about the characters. Sorry, my brain is farting out at the very end.
Same.
So yeah, go drop your questions in Rehash the Rolls in the Rehash the Rolls section of the Discord and watch that next. Will there be one next Wednesday because of Christmas?
Able to do one.
Yeah,
I'll
we
be
should-
around, so I can do one.
Yeah, we can do one. So there will be one on the 23rd. Keep an eye out on the Facebook page and in the Discord. We are still trying to figure out what exactly we're doing on the 30th because we aren't 100% certain of everyone's holiday plans. And yeah, we will talk with you all later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.